When ambulance arrived at the scene, there was one lady, a 58-year-old woman, who was trapped, and she was in a critical condition. And there were another two people in the other vehicle who had minor injuries. The 58-year-old lady had some major facial injuries and some chest injuries and very nasty pelvic injury. She was subsequently treated at Coffs Harbour Hospital and then transferred in a critical condition via helicopter to John Hunter Hospital, where she remains. Incredibly lucky for that lady. She sustained critical injuries. She was unconscious and she had an occluded airways. So the actions of that man saved her life. By simply opening up her airway and then maintaining her head in the neutral position, we've no doubt he saved her life.
I was travelling along the Pacific Highway at about 7:15 p.m. In front of me I observed that a motor vehicle accident had just happened. I proceeded down to the accident site, being one of the first vehicles on scene. I observed people hopping out of one vehicle. In the other vehicle there was a lady slumped over the steering wheel, unconscious and unresponsive. I then proceeded to jump out of my truck, opened her airway, kept her breathing until the ambulance arrived, and done what anyone with my training as an ex-firefighter and first aider would do. There was no response whatsoever from her. I was yelling, shouting. I'd done the chest rub to see if I could get a response. I had a non-responsive patient, no breathing until I tilted her back in her seat. She gasped for air and I maintained an open airway on her. She was trapped in the vehicle. I reached in through the driver's side window, which was smashed, leant across, supporting her head and her back. I lifted her up into her seat so I could get the airway open. It was uncomfortable for me, but at the time you don't think about it, you just jump in and do it. My whole thoughts was life preservation, to save a life and to look after the injured lady. An ambulance arrived probably 5 minutes after I was on scene. That we were on the phone to the ambulance. I was telling the people that were on the phone to the ambulance her condition that I could assess, that I'm keeping an airway open, and yeah, the ambulance turned up. I maintained that airway until such time as the ambulance officers took over. I'm ecstatic. I'd suggest if there are any other first aiders out there, don't be ashamed to jump in and help. I assisted her, then I just disappeared and went back to my job as tow truck driver, removing vehicles from the roadway, and let the rescue services do their job.